Do you want an amazing marriage? Are you ready to take your marriage to the next level? Then stick around for Your Marriage Matters podcast with marriage coach Lynn. Let's put some fun and sizzle into your relationship.
Pornography is contributing to a breakdown in love and marriage. Lawyers report that about 60% of their divorce cases involve pornography to one extent or another. People who regularly view pornography have a 300% increase in having an affair or hookup outside marriage. It is negatively influencing the way humans perceive and relate to each other. Pornography isn't just an art form or harmless individual freedom. It's the portrayal of explicit sexual subject matter for the purposes of sexual excitement and erotic satisfaction, minus love or mature relationships. Porn is disrespectful to women. It brings with it tremendous consequences that shouldn't be overlooked. Today, I'd like to talk about how pornography threatens emotional health and emotional fidelity. I've cited statistics in some of my writings and on my YouTube channel, Marriage Coach Lynn, so I hope you are familiar with the gravity of pornography, the addictive nature of regularly viewing pornography. It actually changes the brain. The good news is that the brain can be again altered if you quit viewing pornography. Addicted men think they can lead a double life of their secret hidden addiction and a so-called healthy marriage. You can't maintain this for the long term. You're living a lie and you know it. The visions you have of women get conflicted. The women of porn are acting and faking. Porn is a lie, a distortion, an exaggeration, a warped and bizarre fantasy. Porn makes horrible promises and interferes with emotional health. The man who uses regularly might enjoy sex with his wife, but he is eager to escape into his inner world for the next hit of porn, and the intensity and harshness of images usually escalates. You're going to look at your wife and try to treat her like a queen when your brain is planning and plotting your next porn session. Our culture thinks porn is harmless. Wait until you are a part of a marriage that is devastated by pornography. Wouldn't you rather be a part of the happily married couples who don't use porn? They relate to each other as human beings with their weaknesses, flaws, and are grounded in reality. Are you casual users? Casual users contribute to the porn industry to keep churning out the smut where sex is not sexy. It's often violent and degrading. If this is a turn-on for you, imagine your sister, daughter, or loved one being an actress in the images you're watching. Gosh, porn in the old days involved a movie. Now people go straight to the image for their quick fix, and the images are getting nastier and nastier. And you want an emotionally healthy environment? This is not the way to do it. Pornographic thought doesn't contribute to a holistic marriage. It shatters because the partner who is involved with pornography has a relationship with pornography that is in conflict with authentic sexual human love. Authentic human love is at the core of human power, in my opinion. People become a slave to a fictitious lifestyle. Need I say more? In Gail Dine's book, Pornland, she estimates that almost 8% of Americans, or up to 24 million people, are addicted to porn. Porn becomes a habit that dominates the brain. People are focused on getting their next fix. I know of some women whose husbands were grumpy if they hadn't had their fix of porn. Their thoughts can become cloudy, faulty, or dark. The men are nicer and function better when they are using. They have mood swings and almost have split personalities. Other behavior quirks among users: detachment, ridicule and belittlement, anger, rage, blaming the other spouse. How can this build emotional fidelity? Some women think their secret users are simply having a midlife crisis, or a bad day on the job, or maybe their complaints are valid and something really is my fault. I want to talk about what porn does to the brain so you can clearly see how it threatens authentic relating. Neurosurgeon Donald Hilton discussed porn's negative effects on masculinity, social interaction, and demographics. Quote, "It's impossible to talk about masculinity today without talking about the impact of pornography. The traditional male is an endangered species. This shift from traditional gender roles impacts demographics and lower fertility rates in the developed world." End quote. Pornography is not beneficial to discovering who you are sexually. Frequent exposure to sexually explicit online material was associated with greater sexual uncertainty and more positive attitudes toward uncommitted sexual exploration. Is this what men and women want? No. The internet is an addiction trigger. Porn is not a moral issue. It's not entirely a behavior issue. It's a physiological monster. The brain releases neurochemicals such as dopamine and norepinephrine, same chemicals released if using street drugs. Porn is a pleasure-centered stimulation. It's a way to self-medicate, a way to escape. Even a one-time user or casual user is harmed. What it always does to the brain is affect attitude. I repeat, what it always does to the brain is affect attitude. Bingo. This harms your marital emotional health climate. It's a world phenomena and crosses cultural lines and beliefs. Porn makes the user view women differently. People are not a collection of body parts. We need a real holistic view of women. If you want a good marriage, get rid of the porn. Neurobiology tells us that neural pathways are developed and distorted because of pornography. The consequences are distortions in thoughts and feelings. In worst cases, you can have neurosis, which affects internal functioning, and even psychosis, which is living partly or well outside of reality. Ladies and gentlemen, in severe cases, pornography can contribute to mental illness. Let's talk about more ways porn affects the common user. Porn decreases the capacity for the sexual. Men actually have less sex and less desire for their partners when they are addicted. It distorts one's view of sex. Porn makes some men think women are interested in a certain type of sexual activity. Porn carries over into relationships and relationships with children. Some men end up thinking violent porn is okay, having traveled from the mild to the severe on their pornography journey. They accept the violent porn and think the women enjoy it. Porn churns out users who are disconnected from human social reality. Children who see their father involved in porn causes stress. Porn is one of the main contributors to divorce. Again, lawyers say 60% of divorce clients have some level of porn use. As we wind down with this week's episode, I hope you're convinced that pornography is a threat to emotional fidelity. Porn becomes the other woman and alters the brain. The good news is that if you stop using porn, the brain will settle back into a healthier reconfiguration. Damage is not permanent, but relationship damage can take a long time to heal after porn use. Visit your values and beliefs. Think about longer-term consequences and working on the maturity it takes for real, authentic relating to each other. Porn makes promises that are deceptive. Today, we made some general comments about porn. There's so much more we could talk about, but I just wanted to hit the highlights. I hope you're enjoying this series, and we'll tune in next week when we continue the series on emotional fidelity. Next week we will talk about monogamy. Are we kidding ourselves? Until next time, make your marriage great.